We don't have that anymore, but that was the case in those days. Now, points is measurements for paper, for printing stuff. A printer uses points. Unfortunately, points have a different size in different parts of the world. You have a French points and you have a US point, and etc. So they are slightly different, but almost the same. And postscript, which is what's used usually when high quality printing is involved, they use 72 points for each inch. Why is this important? Well, because Lasso's PDF tags, they use a point-based coordinate system. It's not pixel-based, it's point-based. So when you place something there, you are placing it in the point grid. Pixels is because you can actually place images as well, but they are placed according to the point coordinate system. So, grids. I really said that, but when Lasso creates a PDF, it will also sort of create an invisible grid system in points with 0 to the far left, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points going up until the paper ends. And the same for the height of the paper. It's easy when it comes to getting the horizontal, because left is always left. So when you use the coordinate left, when you create and place a PDF object, it will always be placed according to the left edge of the paper. That's easy. But unfortunately, top differs depending on what type of object you're placing. So in some instances, this is top. That's 0 up there. But in other instances, it's down here. So you have to keep that in mind when you place stuff. That's part of the confusion and frustration of dealing with the PDF tags.
I haven't used PDF tags for a long time, but the grid system is such that they're all positive numbers going down versus the standard accents where 0 to the left.
No, it's only positive numbers.
Yeah,
but it's positive numbers going up or positive numbers going down.
It's positive numbers going down, right?
No, that's the thing. If you place a text object, it will be placed. If you place a text object and say, I want it left 10 and top 10, or we should say left 50 and top 50. What happens is that this, if I want to place this specific text here, it will be 50 pixels, points from the left edge of the paper. 50 pixels in. But the baseline of the text, or the first row of the text, will be 50 pixels from the top. The baseline, if I place a 1-row text at a coordinate 1, 1, 1 to the left and 1 to the top, I wouldn't see the text because it would be over the edge of the top of the paper.
So you have to take font sizes into consideration?
Not the font size, but the leading, the text height. I believe it is so. I'm getting a bit confused here, but I think it is so. But anyhow, text is placed with top at the top. But if I place an image, if I had an image, if this was my logo, and I placed it at 50 points to the left and 50 points from the top, the image would be 50 points in and 50 points up. Here, it would start with the lower left corner of the image here and grow up like this. So it's depending if you're placing images, graphics, or text. They have separate rules for that. You have to be aware of that. One trick to deal with this, because otherwise the math can be overwhelming. When you have to place a dynamic text object, you don't know the size of it, so you have to calculate that. And then you want an image to be directly in conjunction with that text piece. And you have, where should I put the image? If I'm placing the text 200 pixels down, so the image is 150 pixels high, where should I put it? This can be very confusing. So, but the trick is to keep track of the page size and put those into variables. Because an A4 page is 595 points by 42 points high. So if I put that into a variable and call that page height, I can use page height, and I take the 200 points that my text is placed on, I reduce page height with 200 points, and I get a place to put my image, and they will be put together with the text. Actually, I have to take the image height into consideration as well, but it gives me a shortcut to align text and graphics that way by using the page height in points. Is it confusing?
Yes.
Sorry. Bill Corey did some add-ons. He actually got paid by Pierre to do some stuff that wasn't available in the PDF tags. And I don't know, Fletcher have to help me on this, but if I do a regular download right now, I will get his add-ons, right? They are included.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. So if you have an old version of Lasso hanging around on a server, you might have to explicitly install these add-ons. But if you download a new version from LassoSoft, you will get them. They allow us to do stuff like rotating text, rounded corners. They have a color object that makes it much easier to handle colors. And also, in that case, to have different kinds of colors. You can have RGB, CMYK, or spot colors, which might be something that we need to explain. RGB, that's what we use on screens, red, green, and blue. That's what the producer color like this. Not much color here, but could be. Whereas CMYK and spot, that's something you use when you print. And you can create graphic and text objects using different color systems. So you have to be wary of where is this PDF mainly going to be used. Is it mainly used for viewing on screen and perhaps for printing on people's own printers, or is it directed to a print shop where it's going to be an actual something that you print in a traditional way? Then you should use CMYK and spot colors instead. So we also have layers in Lasso. Not that there is a concept, you can't address a specific layer, but yeah, not always so hard, so easy to understand. But if you have objects of the same kind, if you have 5 images or 5 text objects, they will be within their own layer. You can't mix image and text objects alternately like this. But they are layered on top of each other, so if I place 2 text objects that overlap, I will get them layered. The first one placed will be at the so-called bottom of that layer, and then the rest will come on top of that. The same with the images. Only that I can't put an image over a text. Text is always placed on top of an image. I can stack images on top of each other, but I can't stack an image on top of text. And, I don't have that printed here, an inserted PDF. If I have a PDF template and I include that into my dynamic PDF, it will always be at the very bottom. I can't place anything beneath the PDF. I can place things on top of it. And that is independent on the order of placement. No matter if I place the template first in my code or if I do it last, it will always be at the very bottom of the page, layer-wise.